1, 2, 3, funky.
Hi everyone, I'm Joya and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this hair result by diffusing my hair. I think it's very important when you have curly hair to figure out what is the right way to diffuse your hair for your hair type and for you personally, because the way you dry your hair can really affect how your hair turns out no matter what products you use. This is just how I like to diffuse my hair. If you don't diffuse your hair this way and your hair still turns out amazing, then that's totally fine. I'm not saying this is how you have to diffuse your hair. This is just how I like to do it and what has worked for me. So without further ado, let's get right onto the video. Okay, so I've put all my products in my hair. I've styled it as usual. And when I'm diffusing, I usually like to wait like 10 to 15 minutes before I start going in with the diffuser, or at least until my hair starts feeling a little bit stiff from the cast, from the gel. So usually I'll just like do my makeup or do whatever I need to do, and then I'll go and diffuse. And I feel like that way there's a little bit less frizz than if you were to go and diffuse on soaking wet hair. So that's just my little tip. For my hair type and my hair, that's just what works. Also, before I style my hair, I always like to put in some kind of thermal protection. So lately I've been using the Keratin Protein, it's called a Flash Blow Dry Spray, and it's also a heat protectant as well. So I don't know if I've really noticed that it makes my hair dry faster with the diffuser or not, but it does have protein, and it says it's supposed to detangle your hair, reduce frizz, block humidity, and protect against heat damage. So I always like to spray this in my hair before I go in with all of my stylers. So this is the blow dryer that I have been using. I've had this blow dryer for literally years, so I don't know, maybe it's time to get a new one, but I think this is Conair. Oh, this is the Conair Infinity Pro. I don't know if you can tell because like it's messed up a little bit from the diffuser, actually a lot. I don't think it really matters that much what blow dryer you have. You don't have to have a super expensive blow dryer, although it might work better and work faster. As long as you have a blow dryer, you're good. Next is a diffuser. This one did not come with this diffuser. This is so old, I don't even know where any of the diffusers that it came with went. But I got this off of Amazon. This is supposed to be like a universal diffuser. You just clip it on and clip it off. So if your blow dryer doesn't have a diffuser and you don't want to go get another blow dryer, just get one from Amazon. I'll try to find this exact one. I got it a while ago, so I'll try to find this exact one on Amazon. If I can't, there's just a bunch that you can look up on Amazon. So I'm gonna tell you guys my technique, and then I'll just speed through it and show you guys exactly what I'm doing. But I like to use the hover diffuse method. That's just what works best with my hair. You guys have probably heard about it if you've watched a bunch of curly hair videos. If you haven't, basically instead of going like this the whole time, like cupping your curls, just hover around your whole head most of the time until it's dry. So I like to start at my roots, so I'll just kind of go around my roots like this until my roots are dry, because your roots take the longest to dry, and in that process the rest of your hair will start to dry as well. So I'll go over my roots, I'll flip my hair upside, I'll flip my head upside down, I'll go to the side, whatever, you guys will see. And then once my roots dry, I just go to the midsection, do the same exact thing. Near the end, once my hair is almost dry, is when I will start to cup the ends of my hair, just because that way you're not touching your hair as much, you're not disrupting the curl, and you're not creating frizz. And also, if you start going in like that right when your hair is still like soaking wet, it's gonna cause a lot of shrinkage, which is good. It's gonna have like defined curls, but it's gonna be a lot of shrinkage and probably more frizz. So to avoid that, I just wait till nearly the end to do that. So yeah. One thing I forgot to mention about your blow dryer, it's very important that it has different heat and speed settings. So mine has a cold button, and then for the heat it has hot, warm, and cool, and for the speed it has high and low. Typically I'll have my blow dryer on high speed, and I'll switch between warm and cool. Sometimes if I'm really rushing, I'll go to hot air. I used to only blow dry my hair with hot air, and honestly I wouldn't get that much frizz to where it looked horrible at all. it would still look pretty good. But I've noticed when I switch between warm and cool, I have way more defined curls and less frizz. And obviously less heat damage. But if you're using a product that protects your hair from heat, then it shouldn't be a problem to use the hot air. And I rarely go on low speed because I really don't have time for that. I don't have time to be sitting blow drying my hair for an hour. Typically with this process, it takes me, depending on how long I let my hair dry before I blow dry it, how long it takes to do my makeup, all that stuff, it takes me between 30 minutes. Usually it's 30 minutes. It's rarely ever 45 unless I'm using low speed and cool air and I'm really trying to get really good curls. But I don't have the patience for that. If you do, you're gonna get the best curls that way, but I don't think anyone has the patience or time to do that. So I'm just gonna start blow drying my hair and then I'll update you guys in the process of what I'm doing in the next step. So I'm gonna start off with warm. I usually start off with warm on my roots just because they take forever to dry. So I wanna speed up the process. So I'm gonna be using warm and high speed. Actually, usually I'll switch between high and low sometimes, depending on how dry my hair is getting. The drier my hair is getting, I'll sometimes switch to low. It just depends on my mood, to be honest. I think I'm gonna go in with low and warm because my hair is already starting to get pretty dry, so I don't think I need the super high speed. But yeah. Okay, so now my roots are pretty much dry. I'd say they're like 80% dry, maybe 90% dry. It only took like 5 minutes because my hair was already drying while I was doing my makeup and everything. That's also another reason I like to wait a couple minutes, like 15 minutes before, that's more than a couple minutes, before diffusing my hair, because then you don't have to diffuse for as long and you don't have to put as much heat on your hair. So now I'm gonna go in with the cool setting and then go on high speed because cool and low speed is just gonna take literally forever. So I started around 6:55, it's now 7. So let's see how long it takes to do the rest. I'm gonna start the midsection of my head and then go down. The ends are already getting drier than the rest of my hair just because your ends take like 2 seconds to dry. But I'm gonna be using the same method, hover and diffuse. Okay, so my hair now, I would say it's like 80% dry. The inside is pretty dry, my ends are pretty dry. Just like right here, the midsection of my hair always takes forever. It still feels, I can still feel the cast and it feels just the tiniest bit cold. So I'm just gonna go for like 10-15 more minutes. It's 7:15 now, so it's been 15 minutes. Also, another tip, try not to touch your hair at all if you can, just because touching your hair obviously is going to create more frizz, it's going to create more movement, so your hair is going to be a little more frizzy. I only ever really touch my hair just to see if it's still cold. That means it's still wet. So like the back here is a little bit cold, right here is just like the tiniest bit cold. And sometimes like if I need to move my hair, I know it's hard, especially if you just have a habit of touching your hair like I do. Just try your best not to. So now, since it's about 75-80% dry, I'm gonna start cupping my curls very, very lightly. I feel like this also just speeds up the process and adds a little bit more bounce to your hair. So that's what I'm gonna do. Probably switching between hover and diffusing and cupping my curls a little bit like this for the rest of the 15 minutes. And I'm keeping the same settings, cool and high heat. Okay, so I just finished diffusing. My camera's battery died, so I had to charge it for a little bit while I was diffusing, but I diffused for about 10 more minutes. It's now 10:39, so I lied. It does take me around like 45 minutes. It takes me about 30 minutes if I go on heat, like high heat, high speed. That's if I'm really on a time crunch. But when I do it like this, it does take me about 45 minutes. I just went in for about 10 more minutes, and I put it on the same settings, just the cool setting and high speed. And then the last like couple minutes, I switched it to medium heat just so I could touch up any last cold pieces of my hair. And then I just did a cold pat, so I just pressed the cold button, pass it through my hair just like once, just to cool everything down. And this is what my hair looks like without fluffing it up or anything. Obviously, day one is not gonna have a lot of volume. Also, the haircut I currently have doesn't allow for much volume, which is why I'm getting a haircut. I've said this in every single video for literally like 3 months now. I think you guys are bored and are like, literally go get your hair done. We're tired of it. But this is without fluffing or anything, so I'm gonna go do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have now finished fluffing out my hair. I am doing an updated hair routine soon, so I'll show you guys how I finish off my hair in that video, but this is my finished hair. Yeah, a lot more volume than before. Very low frizz. There's not that much frizz because of the way I diffused. Obviously the products and everything that I used in my hair, but especially because of the way I diffused. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. That's how I diffuse my hair. Let me know what techniques you guys use down below. I would love to hear how you guys diffuse your hair, if it's different than how I do it. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see next, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!